Chapter 4. Chelsea checked that her now full diaper was covered by her skirt, which it was, but only just. She knew she would have to be very careful on her way home not to bend down, as that would expose her diaper. She regretted having drank so much water earlier, as the diaper was very heavy and sagging. She made her way to the bus stop. There were a few others there waiting also. After what seemed like an eternity, her bus finally arrived. A group of teenage girls made their way onto the bus first, and all sat at the back. Chelsea sat just in front of them in the second row from the back. The long wait was causing her a problem because she was now desperate to pee again. As the bus trip went on, Chelsea was so desperate she crossed her legs and moved about a lot. This caused the group of teens behind her to start giggling and making comments. She leaned forward in her seat, and her bladder finally gave in. She completely wet herself. Around half the wetting was held by her diaper, but the rest of the urine puddled around her seat and trickled onto the floor. This sent the group of teenage girls into fits of laughter, as they couldn't believe they had seen an 18-year-old girl humiliate herself in public. She then started hearing comments about diapers. Look, is that a diaper sticking out from under her skirt? Oh my god, it is as well. Does the baby need her diaper changed? Snap. She heard the girls' phone cameras going off as they got plenty of pictures of Chelsea and her accident. One of them even lifted the back of her skirt, fully exposing her thick, bulging diaper for all to see. One of the girls made another comment. Wow, that's not just a pad, that is a full-on adult diaper she's wearing. I wonder if she's special needs or something, another girl commented. All these comments were hard for Chelsea to take. She was trying hard to hold herself back from crying. A few minutes later, it was time for Chelsea to get off the bus. As she got up, the girls were still making mean comments like, "Bye-bye diaper, baby," and "Make sure your mommy changes that diaper for you." As she started making her way along the bus, the weight of the urine in her diaper must have been too much, as the tabs on one side gave out, leaving the diaper to fall to the floor around her ankles. There were sniggers from people young and old all around the bus. This was way too much for Chelsea to cope with, so she kicked the diaper off her other leg and just ran off the bus crying. When Chelsea got home, she was greeted by her sister. "Hey, Chelsea, what you got in the bag then?" "None of your business," Chelsea replied. This made Tina curious as to whether Chelsea was hiding something. The rest of the day passed without incident. Chelsea just lounged around for the rest of the day watching TV, and then by 9 p.m. her and Tina both got ready for bed. Chelsea didn't diaper herself yet, as she was coming back down with Tina to watch some TV. The sisters started arguing over nothing and calling each other names. Eventually, Chelsea said she'd had enough of arguing and that she needed to pee. This made Tina perk up and say, "Don't piss your pants, sis, you big baby." As Chelsea stood up, her sister pulled down her pajama pants. "You're that much of a baby, I'm surprised you're not wearing a diaper." "I don't really see how you can say that. I haven't even pissed myself, Tina." "Yes, you have. You wet the bed last night. You almost pissed yourself the other day when I was in the bathroom." "Oh yeah, so you pouring water on me counts as me wetting myself, does it?" Chelsea thought about what her life would be like if Tina discovered her problem. Her life would be hell. The whole school would know. She would be constantly tormented about her diapers. The next morning, Chelsea got herself ready for school. The uniform was black trousers, but she always got away with wearing black yoga pants, as the way they were tight to her skin made her look and feel more sexy. In her second period class, Chelsea was becoming fairly desperate for the toilet. She raised her hand, and her teacher, Mrs. Cole, told her she would have to wait for a few minutes before she could go. These few minutes really took their toll on Chelsea's bladder, and as soon as she got out of the classroom, she broke into a run to get to the toilet. Just as she was about to enter the girls' toilets, a teacher shouted at her, "Stop right there, young lady. Where do you think you're going?" "I'm desperate for the bathroom, miss." "You know you are not allowed to run in the hallway." Before Chelsea could reply to the teacher, pee started trickling out slowly, turning into a full-blown accident. She just stood there and her bladder completely emptied itself, leaving a massive puddle around her feet. She just froze on the spot and couldn't believe what she had just done. "What on earth have you done? Have you just wet yourself?" "I'm so sorry, I couldn't hold it any longer." "Get yourself straight to the school nurse and she will deal with you." Chelsea quickly headed to the school nurse. She was fortunate that because it was class time, there was nobody else about to witness her accident. When she saw the nurse, she explained to her that she hadn't been allowed to leave her class for ages, and that she was stopped and just couldn't hold it any longer. The nurse explained to her that the school has a strict policy for students that wet themselves. They have to be put in a diaper for the rest of the day. Chelsea couldn't believe what she was hearing. Not only did she wear diapers at night, but she'd have to wear one to school for the remainder of the day. The nurse helped her strip off her wet clothes and asked her to lie down on the bed, which she did. The nurse went into one of the cupboards and brought out an adult diaper. Chelsea didn't recognize the brand, but it looked very thick and sounded very crinkly. The nurse set about diapering her, pulling the tabs on very tightly. Chelsea stood up and walked around, seeing what the diaper was like. Without thinking, Chelsea blurted out, "These are much thicker than my normal ones." The nurse looked at her and said, "Normal ones? You mean to say you already wear diapers?" Chelsea couldn't believe she had let that slip. "Are you a bedwetter, Chelsea?" the nurse asked. The look Chelsea gave her gave it away. "I'll take that as a yes then. I'll have to write that on your file, as they will need to know that if you go on any school trips." Chelsea was angry with herself, as that meant that on her file, which any teacher could view, they would be able to see that she still wears diapers. She remembered once, a couple of years ago, a teacher had been viewing the students' files, which he had left on screen. When he left the room, a couple of people decided to look through their classmates' files, discovering a few embarrassing secrets they had. On another occasion, someone had hacked into the system and gained access to private information. She now feared this could happen to her. Her immediate problem, though, was hiding this diaper she had been put in. The nurse offered her some clean trousers, but Chelsea declined. She wanted to put the other ones back on, as she thought people would suspect something if she changed out of her yoga pants. She put the yoga pants back on and examined herself in the mirror. There was a clear diaper bulge through the yoga pants. There was also a fair amount of diaper crinkling, which she would need to be careful about.